The Weather Channel is planning major changes. This article over at Raw Story. The Weather Channel is planning major changes to its coverage to focus on the impact of climate change. The president, the CEO, a fellow by the name of Zimmett, the chief content officer and executive vice president, Nora Zimmett, told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, quote, "Our viewers are seeing it on their doorsteps. It's impacting them in ways never before seen. Industries such as farming are saying they've never seen such crazy weather patterns. Many natural disasters are being linked to climate change. The evidence has become overwhelming. Young people are shouting about it on the rooftops." So the Weather Channel says we're going to start covering climate change, essentially, as a dimension of our weather forecasts. So what's the response on the right? Well, on Tuesday, today, the New York Times is reporting that Fox News is moving ahead with plans to create their own weather channel. It's going to be called Fox Weather, 24/7 streaming channel that promises to do for 7-day forecasts what Fox has done for American politics, financial news, and sports. In other words, what? Fill it with lies and racism? It's, well, you know, I mean, maybe they're going to hire Donald Trump and his Sharpie to do the weather, right? Here's the cone. Oh, no, it's way over here. Yes. Very strange stuff. I think that when you reach the point where weather has become politicized, you have really fallen deep into the rabbit hole. It's and this is where our country is at now, where you literally, you've got right-wing channels that will not talk about the weather. They would much rather talk about critical race theory or something like that than talk about the fact that you know, we had 110 degree heat here in Portland for 3 days in a row. Something that, you know, we were hotter than Las Vegas. You know, we were approaching Death Valley temperature. We were hotter than Dubai. That there are cities in Bangladesh right now where it's over 126 degrees. Literally, you cannot survive without air conditioning. And this is happening not just in the United States, it's happening all over the world. There are people who will say, well, back in the 1930s, we had the Dust Bowl. And yeah, we deforested much of the North American continent. The consequence of that was the Dust Bowl. And yes, we did have some local weather, really significant local weather changes as a result of, you know, hundreds of thousands of acres, millions of acres being deforested. And yes, Franklin Roosevelt largely reversed that with the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, in the 1930s, where he put 1 million men to work planting trees. And we reforested America. And you can spot those trees. They're all about 1.5 feet in diameter right now. You make them, you know, about 100 years old, about 90 years old. And those were trees, and particularly, you know, Louise and I used to drive all over Michigan. And you drive up into northern Michigan, and as you're driving through the, you know, on the freeway, on the highway, I think it's 96, you see the forest on either side, and you look back into that forest, and it's like perfect rows. Absolutely perfect rows. Yes, we put the forest back together. But that was local climate change caused by local terraforming, local, you know, changes in the geography, essentially, as it related to the weather. But this is now happening planet-wide for the first time in human history. We've been on this, you know, humans more or less, and proto-humans around 3 million years, modern humans 300,000 years. We have never seen anything like this before. And there's a real challenge here. Is climate change going to destroy human civilization? It already has in some areas. I mean, you've got some parts of the world where it is literally breaking down civilizations, or at least civilized life. I'd say, you know, the Arab Spring was an example of that, and it's continuing in that region. It's happening in Central America right now. So, you know, good on the Weather Channel if they're going to start reporting what's actually going on in the weather. And get ready for Fox Weather. The bubble expands, right? You want to live in a reality-free zone?